and welcome to Council Catch-Up here on WSTO TV. I'm your host, Derek Westby, and we're here to talk about the May 13th, 2025 City Council meeting, and I'm here with Mayor Swadley. Welcome.
Morning.
So, you had a relatively short meeting. There were a lot of presentations at the beginning. Do you want to talk about some of those?
Sure. We had a presentation from the City Attorney Matthew regarding the ethics laws and the open meeting laws. And the timeliness of that was good, as we had a new alder that was sworn in last night, and then we have others that haven't been on for very long. So it was a good reminder for those of us that have been on there for a while of what the laws are, and they changed slightly, but for the most part, he just outlined what's legal and what's not as far as communicating with other alders. All
right. And of course, we have Setna Mai coming up this weekend. You had a Setna Mai proclamation.
Yes, I did. April and May are busy months for proclamations, so you can see I'm dressed up in my bunad for Setna Mai. There's some things going on at the Capitol today, and then the festivities will kick off on Friday.
All right. So a few things to highlight from the consent agenda. There was an interview and appointment of a new council person.
Yeah, so Mike Viano, who has served on the library board for 9 years, applied to be an alder for District 1, a vacancy that was created by the resignation of former alder Peyton. So we're glad that we were able to find somebody that has some experience with the city, kind of understands how things work, and I believe Mike will be a great addition.
All right. So then we'll move on to the old business section. We had Ordinance 16 of 2025 relating to flood storage maps.
Yeah, so we had to update our flood storage maps and really have a list of the parcels that were included in that map, and this is a requirement for the DNR.
Okay. Item number 7 was discussion and possible action on the lease for the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, as you may recall, that the city has the depot building, which houses the chamber and the historical society, and we received an offer on that building from the Schmidt Foundation, who wants to create art district in that corridor of the city. So we worked with the chamber to give them some space for at least up to 2 years. And the terms and conditions were outlined in the lease, which was approved last night.
All right. And then we move on to new business, Resolution 63 of 2025, preliminary resolution declaring intent to exercise special assessment powers for streets projects. What is that?
Yeah, so every year we do our local street projects, and basically last year we had changed some of our special assessment ordinances, so now you would only be special assessed on a driveway if we changed the grading or the look of the driveway, as well as potentially retaining walls in your carriage walk, which usually goes from your front door to the curb. Other things such as sidewalks and curbs and gutters and traditionally had been special assessed, but this year they will not be. So what we have to do is basically a resolution that declares all the properties that may be affected by the special assessment. And we have public meetings when we talk about the street projects, and all the property owners are notified.
All right. Resolution 64 of 2025 talks about the authorized signatures for the city of Stoughton.
Yeah, so this was an update. We have a new finance director, Lisa, and she started last week, and one of the things we have to do whenever we have turnover in a position like that is make sure that we have the right signatures. So as we're issuing checks or receiving money, we have the appropriate people, and they can sign off on the documents.
All right. And then the last item on the agenda was Ordinance 17 of 2025 relating to plantings in terraces.
Yeah, so we had a request from some property owners to be able to put raised beds basically in the terrace, which is the location of grass that's typically between the curb and the sidewalk. And the Public Works Committee looked at that and put in some conditions where that would be allowed. A lot of times the soil in that area is not good. You know, you have snow storage and things coming off the roads that contribute to poor soil. So they want to have an opportunity to plant gardens or plantings in that. There's some folks that have been doing that already, and this really just makes it okay and outlines kind of the requirements to be able to do that legally. It was on for a first reading, and since we're close to the growing season, there was a motion to waive the first reading, and the council did that and went ahead and take action, and they approved that.
All right. So that's all we had on the May 13th, 2025 City Council meeting. We'll see you next time on Council Catch Up.